Yes, welcome, Shrothagana. Congratulations. Great study of Upanishads. Upanishads are great. Our trying to study them also is great. Whether we have understood it greatly or not is again subjective question. So, friends, let us continue this process. Tell this sankalpa to ourselves every day. This is what will be putting us on this path relentlessly, which is very, very essential. लोकसेवक धर्मस्थापक विरागी भक्त शिष्य मुमुक्षु जिज्ञासु श्रोता साधक परिश्रमी प्रेरित प्रशांत गंभीर and Sanskrit Bhasha Jnata. These are the Vyaktitvas and any other such. With the help of the Shruti Mata, with the help of the Guru Ganas, with the help of the Devatas, and with the help of Jagan Mata, with the help of Ishvara and Parabrahma Tattva, we are trying to understand and develop within ourselves. In that process only, throughout the day, we are trying to study the Shastras for clear understanding. In our sequence of Upanishads, Ishakena Kata Prashna Mundamandukya Aitareya, we have done Shwethashwathara study we are doing, and in that also the Prathamodhyaya, the last mantra we have to study, which will summarize of what has been said so far, sadhana, Paramatma Anubhuti, and how it looks like. These important things are conveyed in this last mantra. Again, further, every upasana, every preparation, every sadhana required to be done will be more exhaustively explained in the subsequent chapters. So that is how through Brahma Vidya, the moksha giving Upanishad Adhenam, we are doing by God's grace. Definitely those convictions will come, if not today, tomorrow, because of the kind grace of the divinity and our showing the consistency and sincerity. Not only this, after this, we are studying Gita. Second chapter begins today. Mandukya Upanishad, we are seeing again Gita, 18th chapter, last few shlokas, half of the way for the youth. Then we also have Tulsi Ramayana Sundarakanda. Then the great test Yoga Vasishta Maharamayana. Third Utpatti Prakaranam, very large, very huge, very sublime. Yesterday we started, fantastic it is. Then our Dhanyastakam is over. Niranjanastakam we have started yesterday in Adi Shankara's literature study. Then we are doing the Aitareya Upanishad Parayanam toward the end of the day. So the Lord knows, let us submit to Him. These efforts we are putting. If He considers we deserve, He will bless us. So we will see the last mantra today, dear friends. Before that, Prarthana Sankalpa like every day. And before that, a few minutes of our common sense thought, like every day we do. Today's common sense thought has four things we'll discuss. Little doubt, is the sound okay? You reply. Today's common sense thought. First thing is what? Uh, Spiritual thoughts only all today. For the expected result or expected outcome, are we doing our Purushartha sufficiently duly? A question is asked. Because Without Purushartha, nothing will come out as a result. हमारे मेहनत के अनुसार ही फल मिलता है. जो भी फल मिलना है, whatever the result we want spiritually, are we putting the due efforts? The Purushartha, have we taken it up on ourselves of doing the Purushartha in the spirituality? We call it as Adhyatmika Sadhana. पुरुषार्थ हमारे तरफ से जो करना चाहिए, वन थिंग जो हो सकता है ना. वन कैन इनफैक्ट हो सकता है, कैन बी इम्प्रूव्ड अपॉन, एंड करना चाहिए कैन बी फुलफिल्ड. What I can do, I can improve, and therefore I can improve what I have to do. I can do, in fact. But question here today is, are we attending to this thought? A subjective question. You asking yourself, I am asking myself, am I putting the due efforts? Think about it. Second question, second point, second thought today out of fourth is, you and I especially, from very good amount of time, listening about all sadhanas, all yogas. Listen, little of thinking, little of understanding, and practice them. Isn't it? Let us say the Karma Yoga. We have heard it, no? We have understood. So it should happen through us. The life of Karma Yoga, unquestionably. Mhm. Once. Then we have heard about the Bhakti Yoga. So how many times we heard Bhakti Yoga? Of so many Navadha Bhakti karke, Bhagavad Gita se, Sharanagati, we have heard. So when we hear, let us think, let us understand, and practice it. They're all, after all, they're Mukti Margas only, no? So first of all, they are Mukti Margas. So do it. Then the entire Yoga Darshanam we struggled to listen and understood. Three paths of yoga were told. Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam Tannirodha, three alternatives. For three adhikaris of Uttama, Manda and Madhyama. We were told about Tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhana for the Madhyamadhikari. Today also it will come in our Upanishad class. Same thing. And then how exhaustively, with so many temptations. We were told about the Ashtanga Yoga. So many siddhis were explained there, not one or two, many, many. And there is a subtle hint also. What is that? Through yoga sadhana, get all these siddhis, or at least for the sake of siddhis, do the yoga sadhana. Thereafter, you will change your aim to the Paramatma and not the siddhis. Then start ahimsa satyasteya brahmacharya parigraha शौच संतोष तप स्वाध्याय ईश्वर प्रणिधान देन स्थिरम सुखम आसनम देन प्राणायाम प्रत्याहार देन देशबंध चित्त धारणा तत्र प्रत्ययिकतानता ध्यानम त्रयमेकत्र संयम. So let us do then without break from such good amount of time. We are listening to Upanishads. In the Upanishads, the Brahma Sambandhi Vidya, called as Brahma Vidya, is given. Brahma Swarupa explained, Sat Chit Ananda. Brahma Upalabdhi Sthana explained, Hrudaya Akasha. Brahma Prapti Sadhana told, Ki go beyond one by one kosha by living at the subtler koshas level, merge the grosser ones. Or We go beyond Triguna or Triyavastha, Triputi. How think about it, little understand. Then do practice, no? So get mukti. Every one of us want mukti. Then mukti के सारे साधनाएं हम सुन रहे हैं. I'm talking about you and me. Then the question is, when we have heard, when we are understanding, we have to do. The question is, what are those things which are obstructions for us in doing these sadhanas? We have to ponder over it seriously, sincerely. Where are we going wrong? क्योंकि सब सुन रहे हैं हम, है ना? Think about it. Four general things we can talk about, because of which these things are not becoming practical and therefore we are not substantially growing and we remain as we are, if at all. These are the ones for the ones who are not growing. Those are growing, the great Mahanubhavas like you, it is not for you. But you can listen as an information. So all we are listening, we have to do them, we should grow. Straight? काहे को नहीं हो रहा है ना? So therefore we have to be mindful about these four things more consciously. One is again the same point of avidya. है ना? The ignorance means this vidya sufficiently deeply beyond doubt we have not understood in such a manner that it should become our strong desire that we must obtain Paramatma. So still the avidya has not gone away. The vidya has not come. The jnanam has not been seriously understood or studied. So this we have to rectify then. Second is what? The convictions. The convictions in technical terms are called as the vasanas. So still so many vasanas are there in us. So we have to attend to them to see that they are exhausted, not strengthened. They have to be very, very careful about it. These are the obstructions because of which this knowledge is not staying with us, not we are using it, not we are growing. Third is very interesting, called as our again the same earlier habits. है ना? When the new goal is made, new vision is made, and when it calls for new way of lifestyle, new habits we have to generate. Old habits, if we don't live at all, then how can the new habits can be made? Or are we recognizing the need of new habits to be formatted and done in our life? आदतें बहुत भयंकर होते हैं. And we all know this very interesting thing. All of us human beings live, live our habits and not our knowledge. We live our habits, not our knowledge. Then what is the way out? Simple. Make the knowledge as habit. This is the only way. If there is difference between them, नॉलेज और कुछ है, हैबिट्स और कुछ है, हम आदतों को ही जीते हैं, नॉलेज वैसा ही अधूरा ही रहेगा. नो डिफरेंस बिटवीन द यंगस्टर्स. मुझे इंजीनियर बनना, डॉक्टर बनना सोचा था वो 10th क्लास में, 9th में, बट ही नेवर वर्कड फॉर इट सफिशिएंटली. therefore forget about those high paid, high profile professions. He is even struggling to get a day to day job also. There is no difference between him and we also. That we are also ambitious in reaching to the truth or realization or spiritual unfoldment or spiritual growth. But किधर है? But why didn't that fellow work? Because he had his own habits. Why are we also not growing? Because we have a terrible habits which are contradictory to the sadhana and we love them so much that कहने में बुरा लगता होगा लेकिन सुनना तो पड़ेगा कि एक दो आदत भी शायद अभी तक हमने जो कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी है साधना के लिए छोड़े नहीं होंगे. Forget about changing the total habit pattern, even few also. That's the power of the habits. You know that definition habit, and these two words are very interesting. Somebody wrote on the board EMPTY. What is it? Empty. And he removed E. It still read as empty. And then he removed E and Y. Still M and T were there. He removed M and T. What is there on the board now? Empty. In the same way, habit. HABIT. Remove the H, a bit still remains. Remove a bit remains. Remove B, it remains still. And remove the I, T never goes away, the habit. So we leave our habits, so we have to change our habits. That struggle we have to go through consciously, knowingly, most important is willingly. If I don't will, even God cannot impose on me. That willingness we have to create. Right? And the fourth one is the routine, obviously. The whole routine is so much filled with so many things. Still, we are not realizing that we are given this chance, blessings to be sadhaka. All guidance is coming. We have to justify that in our own interest. And we have justified to be in the world. Enough of it. Now justify as a sadhaka, as a disciple, as a shishya, etc., as a bhakta. So these are the four things. We are not very strong in our jnanam, therefore ajnanam. We have very strong convictions, the vasanas. We have very strongly made habits whom we love. We are not living them. And our daily routine is packed so much with the things that there's no place for the spirituality. And that management technique they tell you know, different types of stones are given and dalo is shishe mein itna bada. So small pebbles are put by somebody. Then for the bada stone, there was no place. Only one intelligent fellow put the bada ones first. Then he has put other small little ones. Whatever they could enter, they entered negotiating. So the lesson taught by that management expert is this key in your day schedule or life, which are most important. First, give importance to them. Then the secondary things. But somehow we are yet to mature to this understanding that in my habits, also in my routine, important things have to be given importance first. That is spirituality. Isn't it? First, बड़ा आसन देना कहते हैं उसको. सबसे पहला उन्नत आसनम बड़ा तो क्या कहते हैं रेस्पेक्ट टू our sadhanas we are not giving. So the routine is same, the habits are the old ones, the vasanas are too strong. Knowledge has not become drudha because of a lack of manana chintanam. Shravanam is going on, but it should be followed by manana chintana. Make the jnanam drudha, that it gives us that strong desire to realize the truth through sadhana. Such person then he understands these are the wrong vasanas I have, they have to be removed, deep rooted vasanas. Then these are the habits according to those vasanas I am involved in, they also have to be deliberately changed. And then all of them express as our daily routine. The jnana vasana habits express as our routine. So that has to change. है ना कुछ चीजें निकाल देना पड़ता है कुछ ऐड करना पड़ता है कोई यू कांट रिमूव बट यू कैन रिड्यूस द टाइम फॉर इट Somehow we have to see to it that these four places, when we take care, then all the blessings coming to us in the form of teachings can become useful or used by us can become fruitful. This is the second thing today we discussed about. Hmm. Now the third one is what? Key, are we aware of in our life doing the services or the sevas? Definitely we are doing it. Maybe to the world and worldly people, karo, अच्छी बात है. But at these 4 5 points also, are we doing seva or not? Regular basis. It has a very good amount of punya blessings, shuddhi of the antakarana. है ना? The Bhagavat seva are we doing? In which you can put in brackets some mandira, some seva we have to do. Physical seva, financial seva. अपने कैपेसिटी के अनुसार regularly conscious. It's a very, very good investment because there when we do seva, the temple related, God related things may, many people get benefited out of it. So that punya will be more. Are we doing it? Bhagavat seva. मंदिरा ऐड करो उसमें करते रहना है कभी भी छोड़ना मत सेकंड नेचुरल इज द guru seva and if the guru has an ashrama or anything that seva are we doing or not even little bit done is very good physically we can go there stay there and do some seva ek hafta 10 दिन nothing wrong very good it is because that company is so beautiful that atmosphere is so fantastic and there the seva has so much of phala. So the Guru Seva and the Ashrama Seva. Physically, we can be there. Mentally, we can pray for it. Financially, also, we can little support, again, depending on our capacity. Nowhere Shastra tells that give up everything and now you become a pauper or beggar, especially for the Grahasthas. No. And the one who has become from within sannyasi, then he will sell his Ferrari or he will give up his lakhs and crores and he goes. That's different. Now, some people are in news, so many crores, thousands he gave up, he became Babaji. That's very exceptions. But otherwise, see your security and then little bit of charity. So, Bhagavat Seva is happening or not? Mandira Seva is happening or not? Guru Seva is happening or not? Ashrama Seva is happening or not? From us, through us, by us. Then the third one is the Sanatana Dharma Seva, Adhyatmikata Seva, and in that only we can include the Shastra Seva is going on or not. And Sanatana Dharma Seva is we are Hindus, we are Sanatana Dharmi. For the protection, for the development of Sanatana Dharma, knowing consciously this is what is glory of Sanatana Dharma, this is what it needs, this is what I can do, I am doing it. Sanatana Dharma. What are we doing? Are we making at least some WhatsApp messages? WhatsApp. Some articles are we writing? Some discussion we are doing to somebody? Some suggestions we are giving? Or some programs are we organizing by ourselves according to our own capacity again? These are all to come out of the tamoguna, to come out of wrong involvements. And these are all positive things. तो क्या सेवा मेरे द्वारा सनातन धर्म का हो रहा है क्या सेवा मेरा आध्यात्मिकता का हो रहा है आध्यात्मिक सेवा इट कैन बी डन है ना you can on the name of your own parents in your own small town announce a prize for the students on the Bhagavad Gita chanting competition or stotrams chanting competition कितना खर्च होगा 10,000 20,000 जितना if I don't know what some prizes you give them. So उससे क्या होगा ना, आध्यात्मिकता का सेवा होता है. और वही शास्त्र का भी सेवा. शास्त्र सेवा is doing the prachar of the glory of the Shastras. 100 ways are there, whichever the way is suitable. Whether you gift the books to the people, recommend them to the some satsangas, whichever have helped you or impressed you, or yourself doing something regarding that jnanam gained. तो किस तरह से शास्त्र का सेवा किया जाए, किस तरह से सनातन धर्म का सेवा किया जाए, किस तरह से आध्यात्मिकता का सेवा किया जाए, किस तरह से गुरु का सेवा किया जाए, किस तरह से आश्रम में सेवा किया जाए, किस तरह से मंदिर का सेवा किया जाए भगवान का. सो द टेम्पल एंड द गॉड, गुरु एंड द आश्रम, सनातन धर्म एंड द शास्त्र एंड आध्यात्मिकता. Consciously are we doing seva? Isn't it? See that. If you are so busy in studying the Shastra 12 hours, meditating on them 12 hours, you should not do anything other than it. Because that's the highest. If that conviction, that planning, that execution is happening, maybe Lord has chosen for you for that, good. But ऐसा नहीं हो रहा, somewhere else I am spending time, then it is healthy to spend time in this way. Spend resources in this way. And that front also, it is our job. See, yesterday in Yogasma Ramayana, in the last sarga of the second Mumuksha Vyavahara Prakarana, Bhagavan said, no, Mahapurusha Lakshana. So that what jnanam you gained, you are able to spread it to others. Vashishji is not stopping in saying to Rama that you gain this jnanam and get moksha. No, after that, you have to become torch bearer. That's a responsibility to be taken and done for sufficient time. Then from within the call will come that okay, it is enough, or you may be inspired because it is becoming very useful, because they found the meaning in it of serving the world in Adhyatmika Marga. They felt the need of it, like the doctors feel the need of treating, because continuously the patients are coming seasonal. So he spends 1 hour extra only. In the same way, the samsara roga doctors, the gurus, the mahatmas, or anybody, they also feel यार कलयुग में लोग पूरा भूल रहे हैं आध्यात्मिकता सनातन धर्म. It's my job. What I can do. In whatever the capacity, there are so many ways. Once we have the want of doing it, thousands of ideas will come. And luckily, if you look around, lots of resources are there. You know, associating with some organization and doing is one good, beautiful thing. That saves a lot of tension planning, because already they have conceived the idea, they are doing, they need hands and legs, you are there. Sometimes what happens, some organizations go routine way, or in the place where you stay, that may not be doing good. Then you take up, you yourself are an organization. You know, why do we underestimate ourselves? We can also conceive, we can also plan, we can also execute. Isn't it? Never bound to be anything, anywhere, anytime. You do your own. अगर इस तरह कर सकते हैं ऐसा वैसा है तो वैसा. Process is whatever, but what is to be achieved is, are these sevas happening through us? Regular basis में. Isn't it? Just imagine the good olden days where these many facilities, amenities were not there. Along with their own routine work of livelihood, they were engaged in some or the other these sevas. कोई मंदिर का सेवा कर रहे हैं, कोई हरि कथा या स्टेज सत्संग ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं, कोई महात्मा को होस्ट कर रहे हैं, कोई फेस्टिवल्स को सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं. So that's how the Sanatana Dharma culture tradition is sustained and it has come up to us. We, while reaping those benefits, have to pass it on to the next generation also. Third thought today. First one was, is our Purushartha happening properly? Second one was, why are we not doing these four sadhanas? Where are we going wrong? The four reasons were told. Third one is, are sevas happening through us in these very essential subtle fronts? Other social seva, your family सेवा वो तो कर ही रहे, अब ये भी ऐड करना पड़ता है. And then last but not the least is, have we become very cynically sensitive enough? Cynically, not negative, positive. Sensitive enough that 1 second gone is 1 second gone. I am nearing to the mrityu. Are we become so sensitive and frightened that my one moment is wasted? Next moment I will not waste. So too have become so sensitive that every action done by me, thought, word, and deed, three things it has got. One, it will give its result to me. Second, it will influence the world. Third, it creates vasanas in me. And I, as a spiritual seeker, to know the truth, I have to clear all these vasanas and the debts to the world and my slaveries. So, already on the path, I am cleaning these three things. But am I adding new ones with my actions, thoughts, words, deeds, every moment? Have I become very sensitive and afraid कि एक शब्द मुंह से मेरा निकला, उसका फल होगा और उसका असर होगा और उसका वासना होगा. असर टू द वर्ल्ड. एक थॉट मैंने सोचा, one thought, isolated thought, it will give me the result. It will affect the totality. It will create a vasana. See that much sensitive, frightened, हमको इतना होना है till habitually we are only doing adhyatmika sadhanas. Not even one thing non-spiritual is happening. If you are reckless, if you are careless, if you are inadvertent in this, one side we are cleaning ourselves through sadhanas, other side we are adding again the dirt, the gajasnanavatu, the hathi ka nahane ki tarah hota hai. Very sensitive you have to become. Everywhere फूड लिटिल बिट तामसिक खा रहा हूं, इसका इफेक्ट क्या होगा, राजसिक इसका इफेक्ट क्या होगा. People, what natured people I am entertaining, what topic I am entertaining with them, even it is a half a minute. No, you can't take it for granted. वो एक तो हाफ मिनट वेस्ट भी हो गया. दूसरा, the worldliness entered us. Third, we have supported the worldliness of that person and he takes us as an authority. Fourth, in the world, the worldliness is spread a little more because of us. The one who becomes so much sensitive everywhere, like the people who are told by the doctor that this is very grave disease you got. You have to be very careful about your food. How sensitive he becomes now. है ना? इतना भी थोड़ा सा मिर्ची नमक डाला मानो, इतना ही एक ही मिर्ची काट के डाला हूं मैं. नो नो नो, आई हैव एसिडिटी, दिस इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी, आई डोंट वांट, रिमूव इट, न्यू डिश आई वांट, मेरे को चाहिए नहीं. थोड़ा नमक डाला, यू कैन टेक आउट नमक, देखो रिमूव इट, मेक फ्रेश फॉर मी. चाय में इतनी ही चीनी डाली है, नहीं चाहिए, आई एम डायबिटिक, आई डोंट वांट. So how we have to become seriously sensitive regarding the health. So to money, those who have a fixed minimum amount of salary, not business that you can do extra and get money. Fixed. तो एक एक रुपया का वहाँ हिसाब होता है. You can't waste a rupee also. Isn't it? Yes. सब्जी में 10 रुपए का अगर 8 रुपए में मिल रहा है तो आई विल टेक 8 रुपए, बट उसका क्वालिटी कम है, मेरा औकात भी कम है. That's it. I can't afford. When you have plenty of money, they go to showrooms and all. Those who cannot have, one rupee they calculate. 2 रुपए बचत, 2 रुपए कमाई. Don't we become financially or health-wise sensitive? Also sometimes in our relations with the very important people for us. Parents or wife or husband or helping children or helping neighbors or helping friends. So we are very careful not to disturb those relations. In the same way, life may every moment we have to be very, very sensitively alert to see that whatever we do, kaya, vacha, manasa, neither it should create negative asanas, nor it should give the negative karma phala of being worldliness, worldly karma phala, nor it should influence the world negatively that the world will take badla on us tomorrow. होता है वो, बदला लेती है दुनिया, हम उसको थोड़ा भी चोट पहुंचाते हैं तो सो इतना सेंसिटिव हो जाए कि इवन ए लिटिल नेगेटिव आल्सो इज नॉट देयर, लाइक द फॉरेनर्स लैंड इन इंडिया. इंडिया में पूरा धुआं और दवा धूल फ्रीली मिलता है. द फेलो ही लैंड्स इन द एयरपोर्ट, ही स्टार्ट स्नीजिंग ओनली. He's so sensitive. Therefore, they in advance only anti-allergics, everything they carry. And the moment they land, already they land with the mask in the nose and all. So they don't touch anything. Sanitizers are there in the hand. Because 1 month we are staying, we came to India घूमने, तो थोड़ा भी तबीयत खराब हुआ तो पूरा प्रोग्राम सबका चौपट हो जाता है. So how sensitive they are. They don't take even a drop of water other than Bisleri. They don't touch the food or anything. They use the napkin and all. That's how they are habituated. So how sensitive they are, an example. In the same way, in life, when you continue taking the things for granted, investing the time, investing the energies, investing resources, in allowing the world to enter us, in creating vasanas, then हम पके हुए नहीं है अभी साधक. So these are the fourth thing. The fourth point is more crucial, but I stop it here. You can contemplate on it. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ओम सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. ओम ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम्. एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदेहि साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. श्री श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत्परम्परादीनां पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिकप्रगदेकता शान्ति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थमस्मिन् सनातनधर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं सर्वेषां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिसमस्तमन्दिराणामाश्रमाणां पुण्य दिव्यक्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालयादीनां भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्तितेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयागसाधना सेवादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिन्दव संस्कृतेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं शाश्वतरूपेण विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थप्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवत् देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृदेशधर्म सनातनधर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थमनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशङ्कर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Friends, last mantra 16th. 15th we have seen Satyena Tavasa Yonu Pashyati. 16th mantra avatarika is Katham Enam Anupashyati iti ata aha. So, how it looks like the experience of the self inside, you know. Before that, immediately the last three mantras summary examples are given in which the essence is hidden inside, then with the due processes it is brought out. तिलेषु तैलं दधिनीव सर्पिः आपस्रोतस्सु अरणीषु च अग्नि. तिलेषु तैलम is there यंत्र पीडनेन, दधिनीव सर्पिः मथनेन, आपस्रोतस्सु खननेन, अरणीषु अग्निः again मथनेन. So too the self hidden in our own self, निर्विशेष पूर्ण ब्रह्म एकमेवा द्वितीय आत्मा, is also experienced through churning. Churning of what? Pranava. And the pranava is the alambana. The churning is what? Jnana nirmatanabhyasat. This dhyana nirmatanabhyasat or the manana nirmatanabhyasat. Dhyana, jnana, manana are the nirmatanas. And they have to be relentlessly done, called as abhyas. देवम पश्येत निगूढ़वतु. The निगूढ़ भगवान को कोई भी एक्सपीरियंस कर सकता. That has been told. Very clear it is, isn't it? It is only our more application, our little manana chintana makes us feel the knowledge. Like anything, when you see a movie, when you are associated with that particular scene and think about it, then you can feel. It can be an action, it can be a dialogue, it can be a song, it can be any humorous aspect there. वहाँ रुक कर enjoy करना पड़ता है. Even a poster on the road you see, positive, you have to wait there and look at, matter what it is written and the program what it is and what's the intention of those organizers, intensity of those organizers. You can study in that poster or a banner or any cutout, whatever it is. That 1 minute pause करके देखना पड़ता है. Then you will have understanding. In the same way, the sadhana is so clearly said, we have to pause and feel. Oh, pranava alambana. The inner Atman, whose nature is Nirvishesha Purna Brahma. I have to realize it. So, the Pranava alambana se Jnana Nirmatana, Dhyana Nirmatana, Manana Nirmatana, it is said. So, in how many ways Pranava can be used? Then the actual thing to be done is where we are now, Annamayadishu, Anatmasu, Atma Bhavena. So we have to Pravilapana, do the Pravilapana of the Panchakoshas. So the Pravilapana Panchakosha, Anubhuti of the Nirvishesha Purna Brahma, these two are targets. Omkara I have to use. Omkara Upayoga Vidhana, so many Upanishads told in so many ways. We have discussed it. Now which one I have to use? See, that way when we pause and contemplate, then we get the ideas. Same way when we start implementing them, the implementational ideas will come. Anywhere, when you think of a form, then you will get ideas about the form. When you start that form, you know there the difficulties as well as the beauties of it. हर एक चीज दुनिया में ऐसा ही होता है, सोचो तो पता चलता है, करो तो फिर उसका क्या कहते हैं ना, कितनी गहराई है वो सब भी पता होता है. पॉलिटिक्स, वी जस्ट केयरलेसली कमेंट ऑन पॉलिटिक्स एंड अब्यूज करते हैं. नो, इट्स ए राजनीति शास्त्र. It's a big thing where one wants to serve a nation, but for that he needs power. To get the power, how many struggles they are going through. It's a very interesting subject. Like in Maharashtra, you see, जीत तो गए हैं, अब किसको सीएम बना, अब चल रहा है वो. कल मीटिंग हुआ, तय नहीं हुआ, आज मीटिंग, बिकॉज वेरी डेलिकेट इश्यू, सेंसिटिव. See the problem. They came together to win election, thumping majority, landslide की तरह. But now to form the government, सीएम किसको देना है? अब देखो, पीपल आउटसाइड टॉक कि जो भी डिसाइड करेंगे हम मानेंगे, बट इनसाइड, इनसाइड इट्स नॉट ए स्पिरिचुअल पर्सन ऑफ सर्वसंग परित्यागी है, तो क्यों आएगा वो पॉलिटिक्स में, है ना? सो he'll have to sensitively think, already I've enjoyed these 3 years, so let them it be given to other also should think. उनका सपोर्ट नहीं हुआ तो हमको मिलेगा नहीं, सो फिर सेम प्रिंसिपल, 2.5 years, 2.5 years. You know, it's a very interesting thing going on everywhere. In India, everywhere the politics, the Kerala politics, the Bengal politics, unbiased way, if you look at it, everybody is struggling to get power. It's an interesting thing. Some are fair, many are foul, crooked means, cruel means. This is what. Then second is, really those who come to power, unka struggle dekho fir. I'm just telling, when we apply our minds, we will get an idea. We start doing it. We see the good and bad of it. Here also, we are listening, but we have to apply our mind also to clearly understand and do the things to know the good and bad of it. So, in this 15th mantra, in this way, up to 15th mantra, what is beautifully said is these things. Then katamenam anupashyati iti ataha. In continuation of it, how this Atmanubhuti experienced as or like is said in this sloka. What is it? Chant it 2 times. Sarva vyapinam atmanam kshire sarpirivakhilam atma vidya tapomulam tad brahmopanishad param, tad brahmopanishad param. Again, sarva vyapinam atmanam kshire sarpiriva arpitam atma vidya tapomulam tad brahmopanishad param, तद ब्रह्मोपनिषत् परम्. इति श्री इति प्रथमोऽध्यायः श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदि. सर्वव्यापिनमात्मानं क्षीरे सर्पिरिवार्पितम् आत्मविद्या तपोमूलं तद्ब्रह्मोपनिषत् परम्, तद्ब्रह्मोपनिषत् परम्. Sweet shloka, complete shloka. So literal meaning we saw yesterday. We will do the study with Bhashyam, one by one word. First one, Sarva Vyapinam iti. So we are commenting on this shloka, Sarva, which starts with the Sarva Vyapinam word. Attentively suno up. So the Bhashakaras writing Sarva Vyapinam iti is to tell that we are giving the Bhashya on this mantra. Sarva Vyapinam iti. So Sarva Vyapinam, all pervading. Atmanam, one's own self. Kshirehi sarpihiva arpitam, who is like the cream in the milk, which is there like the cream in the milk. And Atmavidya tapomulam, it is the mula, or it itself becomes the mula for Atmavidya and tapasya. And Tat Brahma and Upanishad and Param. That's the Brahman. That Upanishad itself is Brahman. That's Brahman. That Brahman itself is Upanishad. The Upanishad itself is Param, the ultimate good. Bhashakara will tell it more clearly. Let us see one by one word now. So Sarva Vyapinam iti. We are explaining to you the Sarva Vyapinam mantra. First, what do you mean by Sarva Vyapinam? Sarva means Sarvam. What is Sarvam? सर्वम का अर्थ क्या है? सब कुछ in Hindi, everything in English. What do you mean by? Here in this context, sarvavyapi means all pervading. But what do you mean by all? What do you mean by sarva? Very interesting discussion it is. Very lengthy also. Sarva means what? प्रकृति आदि विशेष अंतम. प्रकृति से लेकर, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द प्रकृति up to the Vishesha, its specific expression, this Parabrahman is Vyapi, permeating that. Sarva means that one. Prakriti se lekar Vishesh tak. Now what is Prakriti? Bhagavan's Prakriti, the Maya, Trigunatmika. That Trigunatmika Maya or the Maya only becomes Mahat. So when the Maya is there of Triguna, is that Paramatma permeating that Triguna Maya? Yeah, supporting. The same Paramatma is still permeating or gone away when the Prakriti or Maya or Trigunatmika expressed as Mahatattva. Yes, there also it is there. When the Mahat expresses as Ahankara, that time also. When Aham expresses as three types of Ahankara, Sattvic, Rasik, Tamasic, in all that, is this Brahmana permeating or not? He has to be there. Then when each of these three Ahankaras express the respective things. The Sattvic Ahankara expresses the Adhisthana Devatas. Rajasic Ahankara expresses Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Antakarana and Prana. The Tamasic Ahankara expresses Tanmatras, Pancha Tanmatra. So when the three Ahankaras expressed as these three, in them, is this Paramatma Vyapta or not? Yes, very much. Then when the grossification of the Tanmatras happen, from the Tanmatra Panchamahabhutas, the Panchamahabhutas go through Panchikaranam, then Panchikurta Panchamahabhutas. Then with that, the Stula Dehas are made into that the Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, Prana, Antakarana, Adhisthana Devatas enter. Then the Jiva Bhava enters. So when this whole process, amalgamation happening, is Paramatma there in it or not? He is very much there. That is the meaning of Sarva. So from the Prakriti up to Vishesha. The Vishesha is a particular individuality with the three Shariras you call it or Panchakoshas you call it. So Prakriti Adi Visheshantam. Vishesh ka artha generally Panchamahabhuta. Panchamahabhuta is the grossest expression of the Prakriti. And those Panchamahabhutas, through mutual combination, they become Panchikruta, they become cause for the entire Stula Shariras of whole world of 84 लाख योनि जितने भी है जहां भी स्थूल शरीर है that all is made by Panchikruta Panchamahabhuta. Understood? So you take a one cell small insect or microbe. That microbe, you know, बैक्टीरिया का हो, फंगस का हो, वायरस का हो, एनिलेडा का हो, आर्थ्रोपोडा का हो, एनी फाइटा बाइटा का हो, वट एवर है ना, द बायोलॉजिकल नेम्स दे गिव, है ना. Even in that one cell also, sarvavyapinam. That feeling we have to have. Sarvavyapi. Okay. How come he is vyapi sarva? Next word is atmanam. As the self of them. And what is that self? Satyam jnanam only. Because so common sense thought. If in something Satyam is not there, Sat is not there, then it is Asat only. And if something is there, in that ease is there only. That ease is called Paramatma. That ease is inexplicable, it is subjective. It is experienced as myself. How much intellectually we understand Satchittu, it never gives satisfaction nor it is complete. That Satchit I am, when I experience it, then only the subject is very clear. The whole knowledge. That standpoint of I am Satchit only, it is said the whole universe is me only. So, Sarva Vyapinam. Sarvam Prakriti adi visheshantam. Clear? Vyapinam means, see the clarity of explanation. Vyapya avasthitam. Having permeated, and he is stationed there permanently. That Paramatma. Vyapya avasthitam. See, this is actually wrong thing to say. That Paramatma सब में व्याप्त है. पर श्रुति माता को ऐसा ही कहना पड़ता है. Why? Because we are not seeing Paramatma and we are seeing the Jagat. Therefore, the Jagat which we are seeing, in that the Paramatma is permeated. इस तरह मजबूरी से शास्त्र को कहना पड़ता है. But what is the fact? The fact is the other way around. That in Paramatma everything is there. Not Paramatma is there in everything. But this is how it is said, because we are seeing everything and not Paramatma. And that's how, with this proposition to begin with, that whatever we see in that Paramatma is there, then we discover Paramatma through all various sadhanas of Anvaya Vedareka Neti Neti. Then when Paramatma is discovered, now the question is asked, now you tell, उस चीज में परमात्मा था या अब बताओ परमात्मा में वो चीज है. We ourselves will laugh at our ignorance and say, yes, sir, it is not that there is gold in ornament, it is that ornament is in the gold. It is not that there is water in the wave, but rather in the water there is a wave. It is not that in everything there is God, but everything is projected in or on God self. See that? We have to be told like this only, because for us substantially seen is Jagat and we have to discover Paramatma. So therefore we will be told ki it is there in the Jagat. So Atmanam, okay, Sarvam Prakrutyadi Visheshantam Vyapya Avasthitam. So to substantiate it, Bhashyakara takes little more time. One more line he says, Na Dehendriyadi Adhyatma Matra Avasthitam. See, Na Dehendriyadi Adhyatma Matra Avasthitam. Not only that the Paramatma is staying in the Deha and the Indriya. Means, what he means is, Panchakosh ke bhitar bhi, Panchakosh ke andar bhi. See, Panchakosh ka bhitar is the way for sadhana. For the understanding sake, Panchakosh ke andar means as a support of Panchakoshas. सारे पंचकोश के भीतर परमात्मा है. What do you mean by it? It is a sadhana wherein one by one kosha we have to transcend and we have to reach him as he is. That is for sadhana explanation. But the knowledge explanation kya hai? Ki whichever the panchakoshas we are talking, in them, as their atma, as a support to them, Paramatma alone is there. So साधना के लिए बताना, ज्ञान के लिए बताना. ज्ञान के लिए कहते हैं अंदर है, साधना के लिए भीतर है. So little difference only. So very specifically he says, na dehendriyadi adhyatma matra avasthitam. Not only he is there in the panchakoshas as an atma to panchakoshas, and beyond the panchakoshas to be discovered as beyond the panchakosha. Not only is there inside, but he is also therein from the prakriti up to visheshant. That's the meaning of word sarva. Two things. One, in this way Paramatma is there too. When we discover Paramatma in this way, then only the discovery is complete. So one can feel, if one is very calm, quite subtle, what he can feel is what? He is seeing the Prakriti with all its modification up to the Vishesha. Then he is seeing all Panchakoshas. Yet he knows that the Atman of all of them is the Brahma only, and that is me. So he is seeing the ornament, but yet he knows every spot of the ornament is nothing but the gold only. Sarva Vyapinam ornamentum. What is it? Goldum. Sarva Vyapinam. Like that, in any number of ornaments are there made by gold in the universe, any part of the country, उसमें सर्वव्यापी है. Sarva Vyapinam. See, this Shwethashwathara Upanishad is so sweet, so simple, so complete, so down to earth, so accessible to us. मैं तो फील करता हूँ सर्वव्यापिनम. So sarvavyapinamiti sarvam prakrutyadi vishesha antam vyapinam vyapya avasthitam. Now, na deha indriyadi adhyatma matra avasthitam. Not only it is permeating in me, though listen carefully. In all Upanishads and here also, the self is discovered in us only. Doesn't mean that it is here only. It is everywhere. And after discovering it inside, we have to discover it everywhere. Then only. The discovering self in ourselves is called as the Atma Prapti. Discovering the Paramatma in everything is called as Brahma Jnana, Brahma Prapti. Knowing that this Brahma and Atman are not two, it's called Brahmatmaikya Bodha. The Brahmatmaikya Bodha is the purpose of the Upanishads. That itself is called as Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. That is taught as Tattvamasi Upadesha Vakya. Ayam Atma Brahma is the Anusandhana we have to do. Mahavakyas we are telling. And the nature of Brahman is Prajnanam Brahma Lakshana Vakya. So, na deha indriyadi अध्यात्म मात्र अवस्थितम बट सर्वव्यापिनम. नो इसमें से फिर कितने कॉरोलरी चीजें हम निकाल सकते हैं? हाउ मेनी? सो मेनी. नो ओनली वन और टू वी से. व्हाट इज इट? देयरफॉर द होल वर्ल्ड, before we experience it as self, because the self has to be experienced first within ourselves, thereafter only in the world. Therefore, not to make it an abstraction and also to make it convenient, now the whole world, please take it as God and be a sevak of the world, not a bhogi. Now, didn't we think the same thing today? Are we serving the Lord? Are we serving the world? Discuss kiya na aaj? Common sense thought mein. Why we have to serve the world and why we have to see the Lord in the world? So that we don't see the bhoga buddhi in the world, won't have the bhoga buddhi about the world. Then वो हमारा सप्तरा परमात्मा को जानने वाला प्रयत्न को वो it will neutralize. It will not allow us first of all to realize the inner self. After realizing inner self only, we see the self, same self everywhere. That is moksha sthiti. But the inner self alone will not be seen by us, because when we see the world as bhoga vastu, then the bhoga is for the upadhis. Therefore, we are forcefully staying at or bound by the upadhi tadat. So, अंदर उपाधियों को पकड़ो तो बाहर जगत भोग के रूप में दिखेगा, भोग्य वस्तु. The outer world, if you consider as bhogya vastu, then the inner upadhi tadatmya will be stronger. Thereby, neither outer nor inner reality or the self will be able to discover. Therefore, inside with the upadhi neti neti karte hue, we go to the nirupadhika atma, panchakosha atita. Outside also, the world should be taken as Paramatma and only serve it, serve it. Isn't it? Don't look at the world as the bhoga. So, like a mango tree, I am growing. The mango tree is Paramatma only. I am watering it, nurturing it, nourishing it. When the fruits come, as a prasada, one or two fruits I eat. Other fruits, let it go to the bandar animals or the birds. See that? Everything is Paramatma. We are told to do that practice, Sanatan Dharma. That is the meaning of Sarva Vyapina Bhatmanam. अब इस तरह lot of things you can think and understand, but this is enough. सर्व सर्वम प्रकृति आदि विशेषांतम व्याप्य अवस्थितम न देह इंद्रियादिषु इंद्रियादि अध्यात्म मात्र अवस्थितम. Now the next word is Atmanam. So this is permeating everything as the Atman of everything. The two meanings of Atman are: one, that because of which they are there; two, because without which they are not there. That's called as Atma of everything. Like the golden ornament का आत्मा गोल्ड है, नहीं है तो ornament ही नहीं होता. Second meaning of the Atman is that from where this Rupanama came, staying and into which that Rupa, Nama, Guna, Ityadi go back. That's called as Atma. Like a chair you take. Where that shape of that chair came from the wood only or plastic. Where it is staying as long as we are using the chair. In the plastic only. When chair gets broken, that Rupa Nama, where it goes into that plastic only. That is the Atma of it. जो नहीं रहने से नहीं रहता, जो रहने से रहता, और जहां से आता, जहां रहता, जहां जाता. That is called as Atma. We have seen Adyate, Atticha, Bhutani. Sorry. Yachapnoti, Yadadatte, Yachasti Vishyaniha, Yachasti Santato Bhavaha, Tadyadatma Vido Viduhu. In one of the Upanishad, we saw the definition of the Atma. Yacha apnoti, yach adatte, yacha atti vishyaniha, yacha asti santato bhavaha, tadyadatma vido vidu. Apnoti permeates, adatte consumes, receives, atti consumes. Then the fourth one is yacha asti santataha bhavaha, that which is continuously, constantly is there, cannot go away even a microsecond. That's called as Atma, the definition of self. Very beautiful definition that is. Again, if you come across it, contemplate on that. So, Sarva Vyapinam, Atmanam. Sarva means inside us, देह से लेकर अंदर तक, आउटसाइड प्रकृति से लेकर विशेष तक. सर्व का अर्थ हो गया. व्यापनम मीन्स व्याप्य अवस्थितम. Atmanam means we told just now. So, Sarva Vyapinam Atmanam. First line we saw. Then Kshire Sarpihiva Arpitam. This is the line we have to study. Of the mantra in the Bhashya. Bhagavan is explaining it. Kitam Atmanam, Avasthitam Atmanam, Kshire Sarpihiva. Now, like the Sarpi, the cream in the Kshira, the milk. No, that moisturous thing called as Sarpitva. Later on, it becomes ghee. Before that, it becomes butter. Before the butter, in the form of that cream. That cream is called Sarpi. Kshirehe Sarpihi Iva. Now we have to ponder on this. Again, what we just now defined, Atman, Shire Sarpihi also. So beautifully explained by Bhashyakara with the three words. Never forget these three words. What do you mean by the Paramatma is like the cream in the milk? Here, milk is the whole universe. Cream is the Paramatma. Shire Sarpihiva Arpitam. Arpitam also very beautiful word. Present Arpita means. So three words that are used are what? Shire Sarpihiva. One is Saratvena. Second is Nirantarataya. Third is Atmena. These three words, please remember. Saratvena. The Sara of the milk is Sarpi only. That the taste which is coming when we take the milk is because of the cream that is there in the milk. In the same way, for everything, the Sara is Parabrahma only. Sara, essence. Second is what? Beautiful word, Nirantaratvena. There is no time where there is no Sarpi in the milk. To Saratvena, as an essence, Nirantaratvena, continuously. And therefore, which is that which can be there as essence and continuously? Atma only, therefore Atmatvena. So, Sarva Vyapinam Atmanam. Kshire Sarpihi Iva Arpitam. Arpitam is equal to the three words. Saram, Sarva Nirantaram, as well as Atmanam. So, Saratvena Nirantarataya, then Atmatvena, Sarveshu, in everything in the universe, Arpitam is that Brahman. So, this is how the Brahman is realized as. After realizing it in our own heart. Actually, obviously, with the Alambana of the Omkara, Mathana Ityadi, which we have already discussed. So, as it was already discussed, in that way, when we do sadhana and discover, the self within ourselves, it will be like this. That's the meaning of katham enam anupashyati. How this is realized is this way it is realized. So simple it is. Atman is sarvavyapi, therefore it is experienced as sarvavyapi. So it started with that sarvavyapinam, means not only within ourselves from this Stula Sharira to Annamaya Kosha, but outside also from the Prakriti to its Visheshana of the Stula Sharira or Stula Rupa or Panchamahabhuta. Visheshana is Panchamahabhuta. तो माया त्रिगुणात्मका प्रकृति से लेकर पंचमहाभूत तक सर्वव्यापक जो परमात्मा तत्व है, जो हमारे अंदर भी पंचकोशों के अधिष्ठान के रूप में है, उस परमात्मा को ऐसा ही जानना है, लाइक क्षीरे सर्प ही व अर्पितम, दैट ही इज सारा, ही इज निरंतर, he is atma. No, very cute words they are all. Sara and nirantara and atmata. Saratvena nirantarataya atmatvena kshirehe sarpiva arpitam. Therefore, everything is having in its essence Paramatma only. That Paramatma is nirantara. The Rupanama come and go. And it is called as the Atma. So, like the waves are there. The Sara of the wave is water. The Nirantara Vastu in that wave is water. And the Atma of the wave is water. So, the beauty of this particular sentence is when we discover the Atman to be the Sara, then the Saratva given to the projected goes away. When we discover the Atman to be Nirantara, then the Rupa Nama which we are insisting to be Nirantara, that goes away. When we have discovered the essence as an Atman, then we realize that everything is an Atman, not worthy. We give it up. That's the benefit of these three words contemplated. So, Saratvena Nirantarataya Atmatvena is the meaning of the word Arpitam. Example is Kshire Sarpi. So, Kshire Sarpihi va Sarveshu Saratvena Nirantaраtvena Atmatvena Arpitam. So, what is the Sara of the Kshira Sarpi? What is there Nirantara in the Kshira Sarpi? What is the Atma of the Kshira Sarpi? See that word? Example में कितना बढ़िया है. Perfectly matching. मलाई वाला example. मजा आया कि नहीं? मुझे तो आया. Some people hate the malai. है ना? भगवान ऐसे रखते पति पत्नी. पत्नी likes the malai, the husband never. So therefore Bhagavan brings both of them only one fellow to eat the malai, other is the toned milk. Right? Then what is the meaning of Atma Vidya Tapomulam? What is the meaning of Tat Brahma Upanishad Param? A beautiful explanation is given, and toward the end, the way in one or two sentences, the entire sadhana, Bhagavan Adi Shankara, Bhashyakara, summarizes is very exemplary. Like this, he is doing it in every Upanishad, many occasions, once more here. We will read out it. It's very wonderful reading. It makes a good reading. Then we will go through the understanding also. So, Sarvavyapinam Atmanam Kshire Sarpirivarpitam Atmavidya Tapomulam Tad Brahmopanishad Param Tad Brahma Upanishad Param of the shloka. Every word meaning, total sentences meaning we should have. And also Bhashyakara's subtle meaning. And from all of that, what should be the sadhana? What should be the anubhuti? This way of studying is called Adhenam of the Upanishad or any Shastra. Right, friends? We'll continue tomorrow. Om, 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 Om. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, friends. Join in 5 minutes for Gita. 3-4 minutes.